Well, let's just say that was a pain in the backside. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of screw in the bottom. Basically unscrewed that, but that was tight. I had to put a little bit of pressure for behind it. Looks like the seal around here is looks like it's very kind of perish, it's broken and so forth. But the actual light fitting was actually sitting outside the ring, so it was just causing it to just jam, in other words. So even just looking at the light, there's actually a break actually in the glass, I think. What I'll do is I will unscrew this lamp that's got like 5 different types of screws. There's another screw that's not even fitting in one. It's not even connected. Here, it's not even screwed in. It's not even touching. And it's got the wrong screws, totally wrong screws that would be put in this. I've already seen a few wood screws. This is another wood screw that's actually been put through the lamp. But what we'll do is we'll just take the whole frickin' lamp out. Fun and games, guys. Fun and games already. Couple of wood screws in the bloody thing. That's no good to anybody. Another one. Well, this one's rusty. You'd be lucky to get that one out. It's not even connected again. It's in, but it's not actual, like, doing much. So the head's totally gone in that one. Different connection. Let's have a look. God, this just makes things difficult, doesn't it? Oh, that's a totally different screw altogether. It's got a hex bolt on it. Well, let's have a look. Oh. Do you think there's enough meat actually on it? The amazing little things that are actually going to get you kind of stuck, in other words. Let's try some of these little ones. No, it's been rounded off inside, but it is a hex bolt. So I had in a couple of Allen keys here, and they're just spinning about inside. So what I'll probably have to do is actually cut that actually off to get that lamp out. There's no other way to do it. So what I'll do is I'll take the whole assembly and we can unplug it from the back. But okay guys, I'm going to hold it here so I can actually get this off and then I'll come back. Alright guys, there's a little kind of retaining spring in here. Looks like obviously the lamp's actually been updated at some point, but the light itself's actually pretty poor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the wee spring, that'll just like release this, and that'll allow me to kind of then disconnect the actual lamp itself. So let's get battered in with that. So little springs here, what I'm going to do is I'll just take it from the back and I'll just unclip that, letting it get access, because obviously this screw I'll need to cut off at the bottom. This lamp itself, let's have a look. Now you've got to remember, I'm a bit of a novice at this stuff, so bear with me. There we go, so that's the lamp. Let's have a look. So these have been connected directly in. Don't worry, the light itself's actually disconnected from the battery. As I say, the battery's been disconnected. So let's have a look. This has all just been connected straight in. So I'll need to get to the connections to disconnect it. So it looks like these have been soldered together and then connected up. Let's have a look inside. Alright. Yeah, so let's have a look. I don't know if you'll be able to see in here, guys, but there's a few obviously connections and so forth for the lighting system. Looks like some fuses, and there's a wee kind of connection box in there. So I'm just going to have a wee kind of look at these kind of lamps just to see what they are. Because to be honest, they're all this is all brand spanking new. It says a xenon bulb, but to be perfectly honest, the lights were pretty poor. So there's a xenon lamps. I don't remember them being very bright when I had the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect all this stuff and try and get the lamp actually out. So if you bear with me, we should be able to unclip all this. So that's the lamp itself. Let's try and get one at a time out. Wow. Goodness me. So that's the first part. Well, probably people screaming at me about this because obviously the bulb will be getting damaged, but I'm going to be replacing all these lights anyway with LEDs at some point. So I'm not really worried about you know, things going awry. Don't want it falling, obviously I don't want it to break the thing if someone can use it, you know. So that's another one out. There's the next connection. Let's have a look. Hey, who knows? Oh, this is a pain in the dick. Right, so I've got that part out, which is great. And you see it looks pretty new. It says Xenon on it. Looks like some sort of Chinese cheap upgrade. And there's a wee connection box at the back, and obviously that will be for the bulbs. So that's the box disconnected. Where does that go to? As I say, this car is just a higgledy bits of upgrades and cheapness. You know, somebody that's wanted to do a good job but just gave up. You know? So there's a wee screw in there that I'll need to get. Let's see if I can get a wee... Oh no, it's a bolt. Bolt. See that float? Fit that. That one. Let's have a look. What's that at 10? Get that big. Small. Right, it's going to be right in between, isn't it? You're coming off. Oh, come on. That's it. Amazing that kind of when you've got little spaces, how difficult it is to get some of this stuff off. It's coming! It's getting there. There we go. There you go. Sunwolf lighting ballast. Alright, let's come off. I think there's some washers here, so we'll just some washers and screws. Screws for the high pitch there, but you know. Right. And I want to keep this stuff because I don't know what the next protocol is going to be. So what I'll do is I'll just get a wee tub here and I'll just fire everything in there out the road. So we've got to this stage. What we've got is you know, a rusted light cowling, whatever the hell you want to call it. These lights are actually connected up. There is actually, it looks like there's a kind of earth cable, but what someone's actually done, instead of, they've got a nut in the back, which I thought was a nut, a proper nut. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's not focusing, there we go. But the pop, they've actually riveted it on. So I've had to take the front cover off so I can drill this out and actually get that earth cable off. There's a mishmash of cables in here, there's connectors all over, so I'll need to have a good look at the connections here, see what's what. So I can actually, this is just to get the lights out. You know, this is just to get the lights out. You know what I mean? It's just an absolute mishmash of stuff. So I'm just going to keep working away at this, guys. It's a lot of it's just quite tedious stuff. So it's really not very interesting. As you see the lamps there. Now, what I did notice when I was pulling the lamps off, now, when I bought the car, I looked at the lamps, they were very dull, but these are actually, looks like they've got LEDs inside them. So it looks like they might be angel eyes. You know, lights, but I don't think they've been connected up correctly, because they certainly weren't working on this car, and they were actually, the bulbs themselves are actually quite dull. So I would say I'll keep on a hold of these just now. I do have plans for full-on LED lights, but you know, we'll see, we'll try them out. I'll get them connected up and try them out properly. But yeah, there's lots to do. I've still, as I say, this is just even just so I can take the wrap off, because the wrap's obviously underneath. As you can see, look how terrible the wrap is on this. It's absolutely crap. You know, all the way around. It's done really poorly. You know, I'm starting to see a little bits of rust on certain areas and stuff like that now. So obviously this is going to be hiding a few things. But certainly I'm going to, you know, get wired into this. Get wired into this, no pun intended, and just disconnect what I can for these lights, and I'll remove the lights, and then I can get started on, you know, removing the actual casings for the lights, and then I can actually start pulling the wrap off. So that's where we are at this point. So see you in a minute. So I have kind of unwrapped a lot of insulation tape. I've got to where the lights are with the connectors here, and I'm just kind of following it back. There's a fuse here as well, which was just wrapped up on insulation tape under the car, and obviously this goes up to here. So I'll need to obviously unscrew that and get that disconnected, and then again, obviously we're just going to go back and try and follow everything for the lights, and you know, just trying to get the lights actually out at this point. But everything is, I'm going to try and take as many pictures as possible, just so I've got a good idea of what goes where, you know, when I'm obviously replacing things or putting them back together. Now, going through this, I think as I'm going through, there is some parts that have been replaced on the vehicle, and you can see, you know, newer pieces over older pieces. I think the general idea is, going on the wiring so far, it's not mega bad, but I think I'm going to replace the wiring loom in the whole car, and that'll just make it, you know, means that there's not going to be any issues in relation to any kind of wiring further down the line. You know, you can obviously look in here, you know, how, you know, mishmash and old and dirty and everything is, so I'm certainly going to try and, you know, kind of modernise it and just make it a wee bit more friendlier and more efficient. Is that what you would say? Efficient? Reliable, that's the word. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to keep batting on, and let's get going. Let's wire in. So finally get that part out. I got one of the lamps out. It's there, just sitting there, and that's the ridiculous rivet with a fucking nut on it. Pardon my French. Why? Why would you do that? Don't get it. So, got a bit of mishmash wiring here, as I said. There's a wee bit of splicing that's been done here. Let's have a look. So that goes for that blue one all the way around here, and plugs in here. So that just can get unplugged in, and that should take that lamp out. Crossing fingers. Let's try it. So that's me got the lights off. That was a pain in the arse. Ha! Yeah, so it looks like they're angel eye lights. So they obviously got LEDs around here, but that didn't seem to be working on the car. Obviously there must be a switch that we'd have to be able to do that, and I don't think that was actually enabled on the car itself. Going around here, I'm just going to start taking these off. So what I'll do is I will grab the other camera, because this camera's battery is about to go and I didn't bring a replacement, and yeah, I'll switch over to that, and maybe just do a wee kind of time lapse of me taking things off. Not going to be very exciting. Most things are just dismantling and tidying up. They're not very exciting, but hey ho, it's start of the video. So as you can see there, guys, that one's a bit not too bad, but I'm going to replace these for plastic ones. As you can see, the seals and so forth are totally perished, so they're all going to have to be replaced anyway. So I'm just going to, so the metal doesn't rust, I'll just buy plastic. That's an easy way to do it, isn't it? So I'm going to get, as I said, I'm going to check out the other headlights that I've got here, and then I'll see whether I'll keep them or I'm going to replace them. The idea was LEDs, but I'll see if I can get those working properly. If not, then I'll just sell them, in other words. So, yeah, so it's not too bad, but I think I'll probably replace these with plastic ones. I'm going to go and do the other one, guys. There's no point in showing you two, so I'll just crack on and then we'll get into removing the vinyl. Right, so we're on to the bit now where I'm going to be removing more of the vinyl. As I said in the very first video, what's going to be happening is I'm going to be using a hairdryer. So I just fired off to Asda, got a cheap hairdryer for George. You know, a little bit hotter than the other one, but that should be fine. There's a couple of settings on here as well, so we'll batter in and we'll see what we can do with this. So maybe do again a wee time lapse, try and see if we can get some of this vinyl peeled off, which is an absolute just pain in the arse, to be perfectly honest. But you know, crack on. I might actually think I'm just looking here, the indicator lights are actually still connected, so I might do that first, and then what I'll do is I'll come back to, I'm not going to show you that, there's no point, it's just I'll cut a couple of screws and pulling some wires through, but what I'll do then is once I've done that, I'll get started on the vinyl. Alright guys. So that came off not too bad with the bigger hairdryer, a little tiny bit more heat. First thing obviously noticing is the front wing here isn't really on very well. Look at the gap in there. I mean, I can actually get my full finger down that. And obviously we have a space in here, so that should really be up there. So that's a concern straight away. I mean, so far there's just been kind of surface rust. There is a few spots and so forth, but nothing that's actually jumping out at the moment. I'm going to actually take these skirtings off just now, and that means I can get under and actually into the rest of the vinyl. But so far so good. Just a little bit of rust around the lights, but nothing that can't be sorted out. Just a little bit of kind of grinding back and a little bit of repair work done. Well, not repair, just some rust preventer or something along those lines, and then some paint. Yeah, so there will be some mysteries as I go around, just see what kind of what the rest of the car is. But there is some new parts, some old parts, and yeah, it is what it is. We're just going to crack on, guys. I'll leave this probably at this kind of video. So we're getting there slowly. So roof, boot, front wing have all been removed for the vinyl wrap. So let's hope there's no too many surprises, in other words. So guys, this is the results so far. Taking off the vinyl wrap, the lights, front grille, obviously the bonnet's already off, you've seen that. But as you can see, if you want to just have a look inside, right, no inner wings at all on the car. So they've obviously not been put in at any point. Lovely wash bottle. Yeah, so the car itself, actually, just a little bit of surface rust. There's nothing, that's like all pretty solid. These front wings have not been put on correctly. Also, it looks like whoever's did it has been kind of using rivets and nuts and screws and so forth to kind of, secure this in place, which is not exactly the best, to be perfectly honest. This should all be welded. So gradually I'll be obviously dismantling this, and we'll have a good look, see what's what. The car, you might not be able to see this. We'll see if I can get far enough back. The car, if it focuses, for whatever reason, don't know if you'll see this in the video, it sits much lower on the left hand side, or video, right hand side, whatever. It's probably, I would say, probably about 1/4 inch of a difference for my kind of just, utilising a measuring tape from the floor to certain areas. But this could be because the wings are not, mounted up correctly. You know how far off that is. You look at the gaps that are available, so that could just be because your eyes are taken away because it doesn't see it properly. So, yeah, so it's going well so far, guys. There is some new parts, as I said. Looking like it might have some newer shocks on it. Brand new Yokohama tyres as well on these little wheels. But certainly I'll be investigating a bit further. Also looks like someone, for whatever reason, it's all a small radiator. Obviously we don't have the inner wing here. But what they've done is, this is higher than it should be, and they've actually cut a slice out the actual inner wing, or it looks like that. So if you can tell me if that doesn't look correct to me. So I'm thinking that's been cut, and this is out of place. So I need to have a good look at that as well. Yeah, so I will be replacing hoses and all sorts. Even if you just look at the, the kind of fuse box and so forth, it's all gungy and old. Even the some of these pipes, you can see they're starting to get perished and so forth. So certainly I'll be kind of trying to get into them at some point. Really, the first port of call for me is going to be the bodywork. This will be dismantled, moved out of the way so that I can actually get into the body. So Say hello, Murphy. Hey, mate. So, yeah, but nothing's jumped out that's going to be any major problem at the moment. Certainly, it's all going well, but we haven't got to the underneath of the car. If I have a wee kind of scoot down, you'll see that it has the dreaded oversills all in place. There has been work done on this car, so I'm not sure what condition some of this will be in. God, you're just seeing a black image. So it's looking actually not too bad from underneath, but we'll see once we actually get back up. So certainly, yeah, we're getting there. Alright guys, cheers.